Hey guys, welcome back to Data Products. In this video, we're going to be doing another vignette, a small, short video on how to make Shiny apps with multiple pages. If you have large data sets that are kind of subset into different experiments or different, cohorts or some way that they're subset, maybe you want to put them into multiple pages. Or if you just did multiple experiments on different things, but you want all your data to be on your one Shiny app. This is the way to do it. So let's jump right in. Okay, first things first, new file, new Shiny web app. We'll call this Multipage. And we'll do a single file like before. Get rid of all this stuff. Okay, we're gonna jump right in again. UI, we're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna do very basic examples, like I said, so there's not going to be much data processing. So if you did have to do data processing, kind of in our examples before, when we did the long example with the hospital injuries, you could manipulate your data before you call UI and you call server. So we're going to say sidebar layout. We're going to say sidebar panel. We're going to say text output panel. And then I'm gonna do a main panel. Oops. Main panel, then tab set panel. So this is where we get our pages. ID equals tab set, and then tab panel. We're just gonna do 3, but you can do as many as you want. Panel 1, and within our panel 1 we're going to say 1. Make it easy, and we can change this just to see what happens. Panel 2, 2. Oops, we gotta have a comma there, and then tab panel 3, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, we need 4 parentheses, we're good. And now our server is going to be a function where we have our input, our output, and our session, just like always. And we're going to say output for our panel is render text, and we're going to say paste current panel, and then we're going to say whatever our input for the tab set was, and then just go to the bottom and then do Shiny app UI server, and that is it. So we're going to save that sucker and run it. Okay, so like I said, this is very basic. There's not much going on here, and we can change it too, just to kind of show you what's happening. But so we have a sidebar here, right? So that's where we did our sidebar layout, sidebar panel, and our output was for this is panel, right? And then I should just learn not to click on that. And then what it will add in our main panel, we have our ID is tab set, so that's what we call what we're calling each of these tabs. And so we have panel 1, and our printout is 1. For panel 2, if we click on that, our printout is 2. And as you can see here, our panel is also updated too from our main text. So this changes based on what we push. So I gotta put a space here, save it, and reload it because I can see that there was no space. So our main panel, we get our ID is tab set. Our tab panel is panel 1 is our first main panel tab, and it prints out 1 because that's what we told it to print out. Panel 2 prints out 2. Panel 3 it prints out 3. Now, what if you wanted to put like a graph in here? What you could do is up above here, you could have some sort of save as a variable ggplot1 and then have whatever your yada yada yada. And I'm just going to hash this out because otherwise it's just gibberish. But for example, oops, ggplot2. No, ggplot example ex. So you could run a graph up here and save it as in a variable. And then put that variable instead of in parentheses, because parentheses, that just denotes that we're putting text in there, right? You can run the graph then in this spot, and it will show up in that panel. So that's kind of how it works, how it's calling these things. And so since we just have text there, it's just printing text. So if I change this to example1 and I save, and then I reload the app, you can see it says example1, and the other two are just printing out whatever's here. So what if I change this, so we'll call it ggplot x, and we'll save it, we'll save it like that. There you go, yada yada yada. And then we will make this, put this right here. So if we save this and run this, you can see it puts that there. So if you'd save a graph here, it would put the graph there, right? So that's kind of how it works. I just wanted to make sure that you kind of understand how that works. So it says yada yada yada. 2 says 2, 3 says 3. And our output, for our output panel, our render text, it's saying, this is for the main main part up here. It's saying current panel, and then it says put in our current panel whatever the currently clicked tab set is. So the input, even though you're not excuse me, you're not really inputting something, it's whatever you clicked on. So it says, okay, whatever is the current or inputted or clicked on tab set, that's what you're going to put after control panel colon panel 2, etc. So that is it. Another short vignette on how to do tab sets. So like I said, if you have like multiple graphs, like say you have this like harkens back to when we did our RNA-seq stuff. So say you have graphs that you want users to see right when they open your app, like your number of differentially expressed genes, or your pathway file, or something of that nature. But you want to provide to those that are interested, because not everybody's interested, the data of like a volcano plot, or a MA plot, or a QQ plot, or some sort of like very specialized plot that an expert would be interested in, somebody that's like going to use your data, or is like a hardcore bioinformatician or computational biologist. But for just regular biologists, they're just going to skip over it anyway. So that'd be a good time to use these tabs where you can say, okay, this is our main analysis, and then in the hidden tabs that don't come up right away, you could put your quality checks and error checks and things like that that mean a lot to a very small number of people, but most people just scroll right past them. So that'd be an idea for like how you want to do it up, because you do want to include those things, but not everybody's going to care about this. So yeah, it's a nice way to present your data. It's a professional way to present your data. So we're going to keep this under 10 minutes. We're at 9 minutes. So with that, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit like, please hit subscribe. We'll get into another vignette, short video of another style in the next video. So I hope you enjoy, and I will catch you in the next one.